all celebrating happy launch eve, kind of. In the next 24 hours, Black Ops 7 is progressively going live depending on what region you're in, unless you're on Bnet and Steam. At that point, we're still about 24 hours away depending on what time this video goes up and when you end up seeing it, but Black Ops 7's launch is upon us, and today I want to take some time to talk about the camo systems coming with the game, both returning but altered pieces of systems and new systems entirely. This is one of my favorite videos to make each year because I do love camos, I'm a camo grinder, but let me know your thoughts on the systems in place this year, like the changes coming, not so much, let me know. But if you guys enjoy the video, you'll find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. Of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 7 and plenty of other FPS content here. We've got a lot of juggling to do with 3 to 4 main game experiences we're covering on the channel, but I'm excited for the future content on all of those and would love to have you in the community as we chase down 700,000 subscribers together. Finally, check out my friends over at Advanced GG to fuel up for the launch and your fall gaming sessions, where code ESPRESSO can get you 10 to 30% off your entire order. But anyways, let's get into it. So, camos. The systems in place for Black Ops 7 are similar to Black Ops 6, but tweaked in a few areas that make them even more accessible. Not to mention, the quantity of camos is actually the most we've had at launch compared to any other game, which, as a completionist, someone who likes those camo grinds every year, pretty cool to consider. Now, right up front, we have 16 mastery camos total, 4 per main mode of campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and later 4 more with the integration into Warzone. You'll have before that 9 military and 3 special camos to get into, and that's just for your base weaponry camos. Throughout the year, we'll end up having promotional events, we have prestige at launch, and a couple of others, but let's start out at the base here. The standard camo journey, you're going to, of course, have your military, special, and mastery camos once again. Your military camos, the totals this year are lower than Black Ops 6, now requiring only 80 headshots in multiplayer as opposed to the 100 in Black Ops 6, and in zombies only 1,000 critical kills rather than 2,000 per weapon for dubbed better pacing, which means I feel like you're going to get through these camo grinds a lot faster than Black Ops 6, which even Black Ops 6's weren't necessarily too long. Sniper and shotgun military camos are also changed so that they require point blanks for shotguns, and snipers require 1 shot, 1 kills to better align with the roles of each of those weapon archetypes as well. So you don't have to go for those annoying headshots on those weapons, which were probably the biggest pain out of the headshot grind, I think, last year. But anyways, your military camos will include challenges for in the co-op campaign, critical kills, multiplayer, headshots, and then Warzone when that integration comes around, eliminations. So kills or tags, that partial kill credit that we have now. Again, shotguns are point blanks, snipers are 1 shots, though it's detailed as not a headshot, so I'm curious if you do get a headshot, does that just not count as a 1-shot kill at that point, or is it folded into everything? They weren't too clear on that, but launchers, for multiplayer, it's kills or score streak destructions. Zombies, it's eliminations, not critical kills. And then co-op, it's kills or guild equipment or VTOL destructions, not critical kills. So kills going into there, but also you can end up getting score streak destructions in the multiplayer element to progress that a little further. Melee weapons, in multiplayer, it's kills. Zombies, eliminations. And co-op, it's also kills. One thing to consider is that the military camos are not universal and will only be applicable to weapons that those base camos are unlocked for. Unlike other universal camos like special camos, prestige camos, any seasonal ones, promotional ones, those you can end up using on any weapon even if you don't have those military camos unlocked. So if you like any of the base camos, you'll need to unlock those on specific individual weapons, every single one you want to use them on. Special camos come after the military camos, where these can be unlocked in any order as opposed to the military, where it is sequential, but each of these have 3 different unlock criteria with different challenges for different weapons and weapon classes based on the playstyle of that weapon. So they gave the example of the MXR-17, an assault rifle, where in co-op, the 3 special camo challenges are with 8 attachments equipped, get 150 eliminations, get 150 eliminations with the MXR-17 at rare rarity or higher, and get 3 kills rapidly with the MXR-17 10 times. For multiplayer, you have to get 50 eliminations with 5 or more attachments, 30 kills while or shortly after sprinting, and 20 kills with an underbarrel launcher equipped. Zombies, you have to get 5 critical kills rapidly 15 times, 10 kills without reloading 15 times, and 300 eliminations with the cryo freeze ammo mod equipped. And then Warzone, when that time comes around, 5 headshot kills, 5 eliminations while using a suppressor, and 5 eliminations without taking damage. So you'll see that each of these do end up having different levels of challenges depending on mode and weapon you end up having these challenges on, but they will be for the most part unique across those weapons, but then can be applied to any weapon you want. Mastery camos, when you've unlocked a particular weapon's 9 military camos and 3 special camos, so 12 total, you then enter the final phase here of the mastery grind, where mastery camos must be unlocked individually on a per weapon basis, and once unlocked, can only be applied on that specific weapon. So again, if you want the molten gold camo, you have to do that on every single weapon that you want that on. It doesn't universally apply to other weapons just by unlocking it on the one. But the first tier of camos for all of your modes include Molten Gold for campaign, which is eliminating 20 special enemies, Shattered Gold in multiplayer, which requires you to get 3 kills without dying 10 times, Golden Dragon in zombies, which is 10 kills rapidly 15 times, and then Golden Damascus in Warzone, which is 3 kills in a single match 5 times. The second tier of camo, a classification mastery, not just your weapon mastery, is Moonstone for the campaign, where in endgame you have to eliminate 100 Zone 3 or Zone 4 enemies. Arclight in multiplayer is getting 10 double kills or better. Bloodstone in zombies requires 20 or more consecutive kills without taking damage 5 times. And Starglass in Warzone, when that time comes, you have to get 5 kills without dying 5 times. The third tier of camo, the all mastery camo that you can only start once you end up getting every single weapon that camo of the second tier in whatever mode you're playing. Chromaflux in campaign is in endgame, eliminate 10 elite enemies. Tempest in multiplayer requires 5 kills without dying 3 times. Doomsteel in zombies requires 30 elite zombies to be eliminated. And Absolute Zero in Warzone requires 10 eliminations while in the top 10. Though, I'm going to be honest with you, that one might be strange wording. It might be changed over time, because if it is something that's only in the top 10 placing there pertaining to Warzone and the Battle Royale experience, that kind of neglects Plunder fans and a large portion of the player base in that sense, and those that just enjoy a more casual approach but still challenge in those camos. But I guess it also could be referring to top 10 in that current placing for Plunder, that you have to play the objective and get those kills, but we'll have to wait and see. But finally, completing all 3 of those third tiers of mastery camos brings you to the ultimate mastery camo. This is changed this time around, where instead of in Black Ops 6, you had to complete another set of challenges specific for dark matter or that equal level of mastery, where you had to do, in the case of like Black Ops 7, if that applied, 30 different mastery challenges instead of that final camo being unlocked in a sweeping completion sort of unlock. That is no longer the case in Black Ops 7. That 4th ultimate mastery camo is yours once you complete the 3rd tier as an instant unlock. Personally speaking, I really enjoyed this much more than the individual challenges for dark matter level of camos. Personally, I think it's just a better sense of accomplishment that to have that hurdle cleared and then unlock it right away instead of having another wave of challenges to do. But you have the Genesis camo for campaign, Singularity camo for multiplayer, Infestation for zombies, and then Apocalypse for Warzone coming as those final mastery camos. But that's a big grind in and of itself, right? Like 16 mastery camos, that's a lot to do. But there's even more, because you have weapon prestige camos coming within Black Ops 7 this year as well, which is really all dependent on your own pace that you want to go. And it's not necessarily like the mastery camos where it's progressive in the nature of you have to do X amount of these to end up getting a larger reward. These are actually all individual based. So if you like some of these camos that come along with it, you like one weapon more than the other, totally fine. But it comes down to weapon leveling. Of course, you end up leveling up your weapons by playing with the gun, getting kills, objective score, assists, so on and so forth. You'll rank it up and unlock more and more attachments as you play the game more. But once you've reached that max weapon level, varies depending on the gun, you're then presented with the option to either stay there, move on to another gun, whatever, or enter weapon prestige. Which if you choose to enter weapon prestige, initially you'll enter weapon prestige 1, where once you reach that maximum level, you can choose that prestige and then it will reset your levels, so your weapon level will go back down to level 1. All weapon builds, all blueprints are reset, all earned attachments are relocked and must be re-unlocked through leveling up again. This does not include optic attachments though. That's one thing to keep in mind, is that optics, once unlocked, are universal across those sort of classifications of weapons. They're permanently unlocked and usable from level 1. The weapon customization, those blueprints, camos, reticles, charms, decals, stickers, all of that is also maintained, and you do not have that reset when prestiging your weapons. But entering Prestige 1 also unlocks a unique and impactful prestige attachment that's different for every single weapon, sort of like a almost operator mod from Black Ops 4 in a sense, where it's just another thing you can equip that has a slight benefit over others in that classification of attachment. You get a permanent unlock token for your weapon, allowing you to choose one of your weapon's attachments to permanently unlock, circumnavigating then the prestige attachment relock for that selected attachment, both in that prestige and in the future prestige, once again when you get to 2. At Weapon Prestige 1, you also get a new camo for the weapon that is automatically unlocked and is universal. You can use it on any weapon that you'd like. You end up getting a Prestige build as well, which is kind of like a custom curated, crafted build of a weapon that's created automatically with the Prestige attachment already applied along with that camo. So you don't have to take advantage of that, but it's there for you no less. And then your weapon receives a Prestige 1 icon next to it, which is visible to you and all players during kill cams. Let's say you do that again, you get up to that max level once more. Well, you have the opportunity to go to Prestige 2 for your weapon, where once again, your level and attachments will be reset. This does not include optics and that previously permanently unlocked attachment. And then you're awarded one more permanent unlock token for your weapon, a Weapon Prestige 2 Camo, which can be equipped to any weapon regardless. You're then awarded a unique and weapon-specific charm, and your weapon receives a Prestige 2 icon next to it. But what if you go all the way up once again? Well, then you hit Weapon Prestige Master. Upon entering Weapon Prestige Master, you receive a Weapon Prestige Master icon for your weapon. Your weapon remains at its previous level. You do not reset once you get to this point. So you do not go back down to level 1, and you do not have to have everything re-unlocked. You just simply now have a new level cap of 250, where then you end up getting Prestige camos at levels 100, 150, and 200 as you go along and keep progressing. So if you continue to do that, you'll just keep earning stuff, but once you get to the Prestige Max of 250, you have one final set of rewards. Your weapon receives a Weapon Prestige Max icon next to it, and you unlock a unique final camo, which may be animated or a returning fan favorite from past Black Ops games. And this camo is, again, universal and can be applied to any other weapon, regardless of its weapon level and where you're at in its progression. So, pretty cool that you have that sort of depth again to unlocking even more camos. But then seasonal camos also come around, because shortly after launch with Season 1, we'll of course be introduced to the weekly challenge system, something that is in the vein of Modern Warfare 3's weekly challenge system, where you end up having challenges for XP, but also weekly sort of completion rewards of attachments, score streaks, weapons, or blueprints each week, but also camos as well. This, you end up having a mid-season and an end-of-season camo, Weapon Camo 1 and Weapon Camo 2, where you complete the first half of the weekly challenge sets, you end up getting a mid-season camo, which, again, you don't have to do right at the mid-season. Like, if it is an 8-week season and you complete this in week 5 or 6, you just do 4 of those weekly sets, you end up getting that. And then at the end of the season, you end up having the ability to end up getting the end of season full completion camo by completing each of those weekly sets, which is another universal animated camo. So for camo grinders in Black Ops 7 in particular, love what they're doing with the game, hate what they're doing with the game. Objectively speaking, there is the most amount of camos you can end up earning in this game, bringing back quite a few while also introducing a lot of new ones as well. If you're a Black Ops 2 fan, a lot of these seem to be previewed from Black Ops 2 sort of remasters of these, or bringing these camos back, which I'm a big fan of. I loved a lot of the camos in Black Ops 2, so love me some of that sort of nostalgia. I know it could be nostalgia bait, whatever, but love me some camo grinding. But that is the camo system explained within Black Ops 7. So in just a few short hours, we are going to start logging into Black Ops 7, depending on where you are in the world. You can start grinding these out for yourself, but wanted to fill you guys in the meantime. So drop your thoughts down below. What do you guys think here of Black Ops 7 camo systems in place? Not so much. Let me know. But if you guys enjoyed the video, if you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing on all things Black Ops 7 and other FPS content. We've got a lot up on deck. Again, juggling 3 to 4 game experiences here with this, so would love to have you in the community as we navigate all of that and try to keep you up to date with absolutely everything. With that said, thanks so much for watching. Might has been Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care, and peace.